Cave Baby's lucky. He lives inside a cave, with his mum who's good at painting and his dad who's very brave, and a saber-toothed tiger, a hyena and a hare, and a grey woolly mammoth, and a big brown bear. Cave Baby's lonely, nobody will play. Dad is busy being brave, Mum says keep away. Everything is boring, then suddenly it's not, for in the corner of the cave he finds a brush and pot. Spots on the hyena, stripes on the hare, stars on the tiger, squiggles on the bear, zigzags on the mammoth. This is lots of fun. But Mum and Dad are furious. Look what he's done. Cave Mum fetches water. She mutters and she wipes. No more spots and squiggles. No more stars and stripes. Cave Dad waves his finger. If you don't take care, a mammoth's going to throw you to the big brown bear. Cave Baby's restless. He's feeling wide awake. A long grey trunk comes sneaking in, all wiggly like a snake. Where are you taking me? Where? Tell me where. Are you going to take me to the big brown bear? Stripes in the forest, a tiger's lurking there. Don't throw me to the tiger or to the big brown bear. Crashing in the bushes, a hare is leaping there. Maybe he's escaping from the big brown bear. A cackle in the bracken, a hyena's laughing there. Has he heard a joke about the big brown bear? A cave in the hillside, I wonder who lives there. I hope it's not, don't let it be, the big brown bear. The cave is bright with moonlight, the walls are plain and bare. Snoring in the shadow, someone's sleeping there. Cave Baby's worried, he doesn't understand, until the woolly mammoth pops a paintbrush in his hand. A five-legged tiger, a long curly hair, horns on a hyena, a beard on the bear, a moustache on a mammoth. This is lots of fun. Then the mammoth wakes his family and says, look what he's done. They rollick and they frolic, they trumpet and they crash. They wade into the water, then roll and romp and splash. They shake the baby by the hand, then lift their trunks and wave, as the mammoth picks him up again and takes him to his cave. Cave Baby's happy. He's fast asleep in bed. He dreams about a tiger with stripes of pink and red, and a grass-green hyena, a sky-blue hare, a moon-yellow mammoth, and a small brown bear. Baby Brains. In the month before Baby Brains was born, Mrs. Brains was very busy. She read out loud every night to the baby inside her tummy. She played music and languages on headphones to her baby during the day, and Mr. and Mrs. Brains wanted to make sure their baby was going to be very clever. They even turned up the television when the news came on. Mr. and Mrs. Brains were very excited when their baby was born. It was a boy. Our very own Baby Brains, said Mr. Brains proudly. When they brought him home from hospital, Mrs. Brains laid him down in the brand new cot. Sleep tight, Baby Brains, she whispered. The next morning, Mrs. Brains was on her way to get breakfast when she heard some strange noises in the living room. Mrs. Brains opened the door to see her baby sitting on the sofa, reading the morning paper. By the afternoon, Baby Brains was helping Dad mend the car. We've certainly got a bright one here, said Mr. Brains. That evening, Baby Brains spoke his first words. I'd like to go to school tomorrow, he said. The next day, Baby Brains visited the local school. He sat down with the children and answered all the questions. The children were amazed. At the end of the afternoon, the teacher thanked Baby Brains. I don't think I've ever learnt so much in one day, she said. On the way home, Baby Brains said he wanted to go to university, study medicine. After just 2 weeks, Baby Brains began working as a doctor at the local hospital. He was very popular with all the staff and patients. Word soon spread about the extraordinary Baby Brains. Everybody wanted to meet him. One night, some space scientists phoned. They asked if Baby Brains would like to help with their latest space mission. The following day, Mr. and Mrs. Brains and their baby travelled to the Space Centre, and after training hard over the weekend, Baby Brains waved goodbye to Mr. and Mrs. Brains and blasted off into outer space. Everyone in the world held their breath as they watched Baby Brains take his first spacewalk. "Tell us how you feel on this splendid occasion," radioed ground control. Baby Brains looked up at the vast starlit sky above him. He looked down at the vast starlit sky below him. He looked at the whole world in front of him and mumbled something. "We can't quite hear you," radioed ground control. "Could you repeat that?" "I want my mummy," wailed Baby Brains. "That's enough," Mrs. Brains yelled to the space controller. "Bring home my baby right now." Baby Brains was flown home as quickly as possible. He felt very embarrassed as he stepped down from the hatch. But through the crowd of photographers and cameramen, Mrs. Brains came running. "Our beautiful little baby," sighed Mrs. Brains as she lifted him high into the air. "Our brave little baby," said Mr. Brains. "Can we go home?" said Baby Brains. At home, Mrs. Brains gave Baby Brains a bath, which made him feel a lot better. Mr. Brains tickled him, which made him laugh. And Mrs. Brains sang Baby Brains to sleep. Then they gently laid him down in the brand new cot. It was good to have their baby home again. "Our very own Baby Brains," whispered Mrs. Brains. And from that day on, Baby Brains spent most of his time at home doing the things that most babies do, except, that is, at the weekends, when he still liked to help out at the hospital. Penguin. Ben ripped open his present. Inside was a penguin. "Hello, Penguin," said Ben. "What shall we play?" said Ben. Penguin said nothing. "Can't you talk?" said Ben. Penguin said nothing. Ben tickled Penguin. Penguin didn't laugh. Ben pulled his funniest face for Penguin, but Penguin didn't laugh. Ben put on a happy hat and sang a silly song and did a dizzy dance, but Penguin said nothing. "Will you talk to me if I stand on my head?" said Ben. Penguin didn't say a word. So Ben prodded Penguin, blew a raspberry at Penguin. Penguin said nothing. Ben made fun of Penguin and imitated Penguin. Penguin said nothing. Ben ignored Penguin. Penguin ignored Ben. So Ben fired Penguin into outer space. Whoosh! Penguin came back to Earth without a word. Ben got upset. "Oh!" Penguin said nothing. "Say something!" Lion ate Ben for being too noisy. Penguin bit Lion very hard on the nose. "Oh!" said Lion. "Wow!" said Ben. And Penguin said, "What a penguin present or a hat, it is the dodge, it was a down on the rocky." Everything